previously on Gearz.
Techno savvy, so joining us, and I just got to let Thomas know who's all here. We got Hannes Oosthuizen from Car Magazine. We got Gary Famato in the studio, and live on the line from the UK, legendary Tomas Scheckter. Hello, Thomas.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing great, man. Thanks for your time this afternoon. You're not racing the Indy 500?
No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Although with Indy, you never know what happens, and there's probably a team that's going to call me last minute to come down. But you know, I've done 10 years there, and it's been a good 10 years, and it's a tough series right now. Especially, I thought it would change a little bit with the new engine manufacturers, but I think with the rules that they've got now, they're struggling to fill the 33 cars as it is. So, you know, it will be sad. I suppose last 10 years in May I've been in Indy, but
wow.
You know, at the same time, I've had a good run down there.
Well, listen, that's good to hear. I mean, last Indy, unfortunately, was a very, very unfortunate weekend, and you were involved in that pretty hairy accident as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, as I suppose a lot of people on your panel listening know that motor racing is not a safe sport all the time, and it's there's a lot of risk in it, and I think this is some of the appeal even to the drivers, but it's got a lot safer than what it used to be. But you know, unfortunately, we were in Vegas, and it was a sad event when, you know, you have to see one of your friends not make it through an accident. But you know, I think it's something that we all accept when we get into the car every weekend.
Yeah, it was a very, very tragic weekend. I've got Gary Famato here. I've got Hannes Oosthuizen from Car Magazine. I think they also want to just have a little bit of a shout out to you, Thomas.
Yeah, Tom, good to speak to you again. Hope you guys are doing well there.
Thank you. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thomas, you know, obviously Indy 500, I mean, massive in the United States. You know, South Africa, yes, we have seen the race on TV over the years, but just tell us what it's like. I mean, Indy is enormous. You've lived the dream, basically. You've been there, you've lived it. What is it all about?
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I think it's the biggest single-day sporting event in the world. I mean, you got people, you got about 400,000 live spectators.
Incredible.
And it's something that is not just a race. It goes on for a month. You know, you'd have 2 weeks of testing, then qualifying, and then another week of testing, and then bump day, which they qualify the last part of the field, and so it's really almost like a festival for a month. But the day of Indy is just something that you really can't explain. You really have to be down there just to see the mass of people that come to the track, start lining up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, the night before, always me and Marco Andretti, we would jump out of our motorhomes and take a golf cart just to the fences on the track, and just surrounding the track is just masses of people, even the night before, all just partying and getting ready for the race the next day. So it's a very, very special event.
I think that's definitely something to go on the bucket list. Got to go and watch the Indy 500. Thomas, you've got to go back. I think it was in your first year, your rookie year in Indy. You nearly won it.
Yeah, it was actually 2 years in a row. I mean, my first year I led for about 86 laps, and the year after I led for about 80 laps. But, you know, I was probably a little bit of a lunatic, which I probably still am. So I think I was in the lead by 10 seconds, and to be honest, the race was pretty much mine. There was about 20 laps to go, but, you know, my mentality was I wanted to lap second position. So there was probably about 10 drivers that came to me after the race and asked me if I was mentally stable, because I had such a big lead and still was driving every lap like it was a qualifying lap. But it was funny because, you know, I after I got into the crash, I was 25 laps to go in the lead. You know, I went to the medical center, and I walked out the medical center, and there was a huge amount of press, and they were asking, you know, oh, can you believe it? And I thought, why are they making such a big deal? It's pretty easy. I'll just win it next year.
Yeah, there we go.
And little did I know what a tough race that is to win at. And The next year again, I was leading, and I think it was around the last stop. We came in, we had some body work coming off, and, we had to tape that back down, and I came out and finished fourth. But it's just such a tough race. You think about it, it's 8 pit stops, it's 500 miles. Every 500, as soon as I finish, you probably think there's probably 5 or 6 times that you're just avoiding accidents, or a crash happens in front of you that you just miss. So just even to finish the race is tough, never mind to win it.
Incredible. Listen, I think, as you say, 10 years you've already spent in the States racing. What are your plans now racing-wise? I mean, if nobody gives you a shout for Indy 500 or some guest drives this year, have you got any more plans racing-wise?
Oh, there's talk about maybe possibly doing some Le Mans stuff. There's also talk on some IndyCar stuff. There's a bunch of talk in different areas, but I'm very fortunate in that we got Laverstoke Park Farm, and I've been getting involved here, so I haven't been pushing massively on the racing side, But again, and like Gary knows, once you're a race driver, I think you're always a race driver, and I look at certain opportunities, and there's a possibility. Certainly, it looks like we're going to be down at this Top Gear event in Durban, and possibly trying to speak about getting an Indy car down there. But I'm open to different things, and we'll see in the future what I'll be jumping into.
Cool. We'll get into Top Gear in a couple of minutes from now, but Hannes wants to just ask you something.
How's it, Thomas? Thomas, just how do you think the Formula One, ex-Formula One drivers, Rubens Barrichello and Jean Alesi, is going to do in Indy 500?
Well, Rubens has been getting a bit of a hiding. I would have thought he would be doing a little bit better, but it's tough over there. It's different. The road course, the cars handle different.
Yeah.
Initially when the road courses came on the schedule in Indy cars, I thought, okay, well, this is going to be easy. If the ovals, I'd never seen an oval before. I'd gone over there and done an extremely good job, led a bunch of laps, won a couple races. As soon as road courses, I thought, well, now I can get a lot more wins under my belt. But it's a completely different handling car to what is in Europe. There's a lot of carrying minimum speed. You got to be there's a lot of finesse involved in it. Whereas an Indy car, to drive it around, it's like driving, a pickup truck. It's extremely heavy. It's snapping out all the time. So I can see Rubens has been he's been doing a good job, but certainly not as good as what I think everybody else thought he would do. With Jean Alesi, well, that's a different story. He's been out for a long time, and he's going to Indy. And let me tell you, as much of a hero that you think you are, you go to Indy, and it can definitely sober you up very quickly, especially when you have a crash, because it's not like a road course. You can put 2 wheels off the track and then sort of get back on. There's no small crash at Indy.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it off air and about Jean Alesi, and I mean, it just seems like a really, really crazy kind of decision. He's never driven an oval, and apparently he was way off the pace yesterday as well.
Yeah, like I said, you used to a road course. You're going 180 miles an hour, it's 170 miles an hour. You're breaking down for an 80 mile an hour corner. Well, now you've got to go onto a track and do 220, 230 miles an hour and not lift your foot. Going along these straightaways and having to suck it up, turning into turn 1, and making sure that your right foot does not come off is
pretty hairy.
It's not a easy. Yeah, it's a pretty hairy thing. But the good thing with Indy, there's a bunch of time, so he has time to learn and to adapt. But certainly he hasn't put himself in the greatest position for his first Indy. I think Lotus is a little bit behind on development. And the team is brand new to Indy cars. They come from Indy Lights. I wish him the best of luck, but he's certainly in a tough situation right now.
Yeah, I think just as Gary said as well, a car that's also not really up in the pace as well. Thomas, let's talk a little bit about Top Gear. I was chatting to Jeremy Clarkson the other day on the show, and he mentioned that your dad is coming out again, which is terrific. So we want to know, is the whole clan coming?
I'm not sure. I'd like to think.
Come
so.
on, make a commitment. Come on, do it, man.
We would love to get an IndyCar down there or something. I said, you know what? If I come down next time, I'm not carrying my dad's bloody water bottles around whilst he thinks he's a race driver.
Listen, bring his ice cream truck.
Yeah, no, that was good, wasn't it? It was pretty quick.
It was quite a lot of fun.
But no, I'd like to do some driving down there. I think my dad told me the other night there was some race. I don't know, they've got some race down there. I don't know what it is, but he asked me if I wanted to do it because he said he wouldn't do it. But I'd like to get an IndyCar down there, show some of the South African fans, I suppose, what I've been doing for 10 years. That'd be nice. That
would be great. We'll keep us updated if that does materialize, and if we do it here from this side, we'll let everybody know as well. Thomas, final thing. I mean, you're quite involved with the farm. I mean, you guys launched your Scheckter Energy drink last year. I spent quite a lot of time with your brother Toby. Seems to be going quite well.
No, it's going very well. I mean, they're two separate companies. I suppose Laverstoke. Here in England, we do a bunch of different products, but my brother's sort of gone on his own and done his energy drink, which has been doing hugely well. I mean, he's now in America, he's all over England and South Africa. So, the Scheckter organic brand has done a great job. I think it's a different market now for energy drinks. So, it's a good thing. And also the other thing is he always bloody makes sure that I've got a drink in my hand when I'm doing an interview or that I mention it to you guys. But,
good marketing, man.
Yeah, but it is a great product, and we're really proud of what he's doing.
That's terrific. Thomas, we're going to let you go there. Thanks so much for taking the time out. Maybe we'll have a chat to you after the Indy 500 and get your opinion on how it goes.
Absolutely, no problem. Great speaking to you guys.
All right, take it easy. There we go. Thomas Scheckter joining us this afternoon on Gearz, Ballz Visual Radio. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a Skype line to him, but great to speak to him. Great to see he seems to be in really, really good spirits, Gary, but racing is not really his focus anymore.
Well, as he said, it's always in your blood. And, look, Thomas has been one of the most exciting drivers at Indy over the last 10 years, in fact, in IndyCar racing. So actually quite sad not to see him on the grid. Always worth it. Good value for money to watch Tomas Scheckter in IndyCar, I can promise you that.
Yeah, that'll be good. It'll be cool if he comes down also to Top Gear Festival with the IndyCar as well, because I don't think one of those has been seen in South Africa.
Sasha Martinengo.
Storming down the pit lane.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time on ballz.co.za.